in business administration from Carnegie Mellon University, Pittsburgh, USA. He's an industrialist with over 18 years of experience in textile industry. Mr. Jaipuria is the executive director of Guinea Filaments Limited, producing cotton yarn, knit fabric and garments from state-of-the-art imported machinery. He's also the vice chairperson of Seth Anandram Jaipuria Education Society. Mr. Jaipuria is also a member of Confederation of Indian Textile Industry, Young Entrepreneur Group. Over to you, sir. Warm welcome.
Thank you. Welcome, a very warm welcome to all the students and our best wishes to all of you for being the Jaipuria Institute of Management 2026 batch. My talk to you today is only going to be as good as you make out of it. So please try to take out some positives from the talk. Enjoy your time. Don't be nervous. I can see all your faces when I was sitting here and you were feeling nervous. So it reminded me of the first day of college for me. First and foremost, even I would like to start with what Mr. Narang said, that, and I call it love yourself. He was saying his first point was also similar. I would say love yourself. That is the most important thing. What we mean by this is that eat a balanced diet. Maybe even plan your meals, all your meals for the entire week, so that you ensure that you can get your adequate nutrition. It's very important. That's, I think. Get your optimized sleep schedule. Do maybe yoga or exercise or meditation or whatever works for you, or play some sports, as Mr. Narang said. Many times people lose focus on themselves. Only when someone suffers from a root shock, like say some disease like cancer or diabetes or old age, is when they wake up and they want to change the direction of sail in life. Good habits are very hard to form. But once you develop them, you would not want to go back to the bad habits. Next, in life, it is very important to be empathetic. One must deeply care for humans, animals, and the property of the nation. In the college times, in bullying, all were bullied. Both suffered. Knowledge only grows with sharing. The most intelligent and successful people who I knew from college were the ones who were always willing to help their peers. Collaboration is key to success. With teamwork, one can achieve much more than one can achieve as an individual. An example of how, a light-hearted example of how I collaborated in college was that I was the person who would go and buy the groceries. And then I had another friend who would do the cooking. And the third friend would do the cleaning. So we managed to save time by collaboration in college. In today's world, one can, for example, also do their work and use software like ChatGPT to enhance their work and further improve what work they have done, if that is permitted by the college. We as Indians have a lot to be proud of. India has a huge cultural dividend which always keeps coming to us because of being Indian citizens. I think it is far greater than any other citizen in the world gets. Our epics like Mahabharata and Ramayana have some great life lessons. There are, on the other hand, some archaic practices followed in India which impede the progress of society. We should definitely shun them. The principles of our well-drafted constitution are our guiding light. Principles like fraternity, socialism, liberty, equality, justice, democracy, secularism, sovereignty, these should be deeply understood by everybody and nourished. It is extremely important to have faith and belief. In our darkest times, they help. Gandhiji's talisman said that if you ever feel sad or worthless in life, close your eyes and think of the poorest, most downtrodden person that you know in the world and think how you can benefit his or her life. We must care for our environment. We must try to protect and improve our environment for the next generations to come. The impact on environment should be in our thoughts on a daily basis and in all the businesses or the leadership roles that we will take on tomorrow in life. The global warming and the threats due to plastics is very real. We must try to reduce, recycle and reuse. The exponential rise of plastics and microplastics is posing a great problem to our marine and our land life. Not enough is being done in India or the world, according to me, to reverse the damages that have already been done. Even though we have adopted some EVs and we are trying to increase our renewable energy, a lot more needs to be done. And I would very much like to see all of you as the catalysts for change in this regard. Failures and success in life are inevitable. Patience is vital, and so is hard work. Many times in life you feel overburdened and with work, and sometimes you feel rudderless, as if you have no work and what to do. I have experienced the same. Probabilities of success increase with hard work and diligence. One should not be dejected with failure. This is where you should love yourself, and having good discipline in life will help you. Roger Federer, which you might know, he's a tennis player, arguably one of the best tennis players in the world has ever seen. He spoke at Dartmouth College, and he spoke about success and failure. He said that even though he won 80% of the matches that he played in, he only won 55% of the points that he played. So every point he would be reminded constantly of success and failure. The life of Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple, and if you read about him or see some of he gave a talk also at Stanford University, it's very inspiring. He had to leave the company which he founded, and then he went on to found again then Pixar, and then he reached even greater heights. So he is another great example of success and failure and how one can bounce back from failures. Carlos Alcaraz, another tennis player in the world, recently spoke about the joy of suffering, something I can relate to. So one has to work hard, sometimes suffer, and enjoy it also. One must work out the principles that they want to live by in life. One must reflect, I would say, on a weekly basis to form certain principles by which they can live their life. For me, this was an easier part, as I just follow some of the principles of my grandfather. He was hardworking, disciplined, and believer in Gita. He used to never make anyone wait, for example. He always taught me to return any money that we would borrow with folded hands. These are just some small qualities which one can imbibe. He tried to put the interest of the society and the industry and the nation before his own self-interest. He taught me to serve the interests of the society and the nation by our actions. Dear students, there are diverse opportunities and careers now that one can dream of. When I was in school, we were always told that either you can study engineering and do an MBA, or you can do a CA. Somehow medical and law were not the flavor in our family for professions, but now one can follow your passion, and one should. And there are so many great options for pursuing. I would say read, and read. There is no substitute for reading. Command of language is a great asset, something which I had ignored in my younger years and only concentrated on academics and sports. I managed to get a 800 out of 800 in my math, SAT 1 and SAT 2, but the English scores were not all that good. So I would also encourage you to maybe watch some TV shows or movies, both in India and globally, like maybe the top 10 or the top 20 TV shows and series from which have helped me to broaden my perspective. Once again, dear students, I welcome you to the Jaipuria Institute of Management. wish you all the most fun times together in college. I encourage you to work hard and serve humanity with humility. We as individuals and collectively must strive to bring about impactful changes for the better in the world. There are lots of resources available in today's time. In my college, we were told on day one, for example, to design a GPS for the college. And when I asked my professor that which language we have to use or what kind of a device, they just kept it very open-ended. They said that use anything, use your imagination. Go to the library, go to the resource center. Second year, they asked us to design the JFK airport and all the systems at JFK airport. Again, I asked them, should I use C or C++ or Java? Those were the languages which were used for coding at that time. And they said, you can use any of them. It doesn't matter. Just go to the library, go figure it out. And it was a collaborative project, but also individual project, but also you could seek a little bit of collaboration. So it was extremely tough. And like now, we have even more resources at our disposal. So, some open-ended projects might help you to broaden your horizon. It is okay for students and faculty to not have all the answers, but with collaboration, the right intent and time, we can solve the problems in front of us. Mr. Narang, I would like to lastly say that even I will be available if your students require anything which I can contribute to. And thank you and wish you all the best.